John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing another head by Evolution Outdoors. Man, I've been really impressed with Evolution Outdoors. I've tested their broadheads. They've done very well in the lab. I've tested them in the field. They've done very well on hunts. And today I'm going to be testing their Crossbow model Hyde. So this is their mechanical, their hybrid model, and it's designed for crossbows, but it can be used for crossbow or vertical bow. The only difference is the diameter of the base. I actually prefer it for my arrows in my vertical bow because I have a wider collar and it lines up perfectly with that. But let's zoom on in here and check out this broadhead, go through some of the design features and specifications, and then put it to the test using my regimen for 2026. And for a detailed description of that, please check out the video that I posted earlier this year called 2026 Broadhead Test Process. There's a lot of new things that I'm doing this year, and it'll really help answer a lot of questions. It'll save me time having to answer those questions if you just watch that simple video to walk you through it. I'm going to be using my Elite Eon Compound bow for most of the shooting, but for the high speed and some of the flight testing stuff, I'm going to be using my Ravin LR XBow. And for all the vertical bow shooting, I'm using Bishop Archery arrows. Hey, let's zoom on in here, check out this Evolution Outdoors Hyde, and then put it to the test. Here's a good look at the Hyde crossbow model. Now, I will just note that the reason it's called a crossbow model is it has a wider base to line up with the wider outside diameter of a crossbow bolt or shaft. Now, if you know me and my arrows, I use these Bishop Archery arrows. They have an extra wide collar on them. So it's the same outside diameter as a crossbow shaft. So these are perfect for me, okay, out of my vertical bow. And that's the thing is these can be used just as effectively out of a vertical bow as they can out of a crossbow. There's no difference other than that wider diameter at the base of the ferrule, which may make the ferrule a little bit stronger as well. I'm not sure about that. Let's start with the materials. So the ferrule is a 70-75 aluminum, which, as I always say, if you're going to use aluminum, 70-75 is the way to go because it's stronger than some steels and lighter than most steels. And then the blades are 420 stainless steel. This leading blade, which I love the look of that leading blade, that's got a thickness of 0.060 inches thick. Nice, thick, durable blade. And then these mechanical blades have a thickness of 0.030 inches. In terms of the dimensions, in the closed position, you can see it there. This is 3/4 of an inch, and this is, I believe it's 0.7 inches, so almost the same. So in the closed position, you're getting like about 1.5 inches cut if nothing else were to happen. And one thing that's really unique about these is unlike most every other over-the-top deploy mechanical is they're very pointy and very sharpened in the closed position. Usually the blades are not curved and they have to have an extra blunt tip or a flare out in order to get enough pressure to cause the blade to force back and deploy. But because these are curved, they deploy easier, meaning they can still be in a sharpened cutting position on impact, which is a huge advantage. Again, if they were not to open at all, you're still getting 1.5 inches cut, but they do open very readily. And when they open up to their full cutting diameter of 2 inches. And so it's the pressure put back on that initial blade right there that causes this little clip. I'm going to show you this little polymer post, if you will. Okay, these are replaceable. They come with this little wrench, and you can replace these little clip plug things right in there. And they're reusable. You can reuse them. I don't know. I found them reusable like 5 or 6 times. As long as the blades stay closed and don't just flop open, you can keep reusing them. But in theory, you're supposed to replace them every time, but you really don't need to. I've even talked to the designer, Dale Perry, and he said, yeah, you don't need to. As long as the blades are holding closed, then that's fine. But that's nice that you don't have to worry about replacing them unless the blades are really loose and opening up. So let me show it to you in the open position. Here it is in the open position, and you see it's got that nice cut-in diameter of 2 inches in this direction, and again 3/4 of an inch in that direction. So a total cut of 2 3/4 inches, and it has this classic curvature, which most of Dale Perry's designs have that in some way, shape, or form. The original Gravedigger, and then these as well as the Jekylls. And what that does is it just aids in a slicing motion. Like a blunt straight edge is great for chopping, but a curved blade is better for slicing, like a katana sword, a samurai sword, a lot of other weapons. When they're used in a slicing motion, you get a more efficient slice in a curved position. So I think in terms of bloodletting and slicing of tissue, this is really going to be an advantage, as well as any other curved blades like this on the market. I've noticed it in my own, not only my own research, but also my own hunting situation. So I give a bonus for curved blades just because of the efficiency of slicing and the extra bloodletting that is promoted because of that. The overall length of this broadhead is 1.43 inches in the closed position. And then you can notice too that it's not super vented. You see all the material that you have in the 75 aluminum. That's just going to help it be a little bit more durable in this ferrule area. Another feature I wanted to note here, I forgot to mention, is that the Jekyll and Hyde broadheads, again, this is the Hyde, the mechanical. The Jekyll is a fixed blade. They are interchangeable. Their blades are interchangeable within a given ferrule. So you can convert a fixed blade to a mechanical and a mechanical to a fixed blade. That's pretty cool, that extra modularity, not just with different blade sizes within a fixed or mechanical, but between fixed and mechanical as well. The price of these come out to $23.33 a head, but you can use my discount code LUSK10 and save 10%. Really look forward to putting these heads to the test and seeing how they perform. Using my Elite compound bow, it got the 10 ring. And using the Ravin LR at 450 feet per second, it also got the 10 ring. It took 149 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 10 on a 10-point scale, plus a proportional bonus of 0.51 for being under the threshold of 200. It penetrated 7 3/4 inches. I know it doesn't look like that the way the lens lines up, but that is the measurement, 7 3/4 inches. And the entrance hole was just the blades in the closed position, but man, they opened up really quickly and stayed fully deployed the entire way through the medium. It took an additional 99 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is an 8.02 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 56 layers, which is an 8 on a 10-point scale. It's actually pretty good given the amount of cut it's getting, even in the closed position, let alone also the open position. It's in excellent condition after the 3 shots through the MDF. And it's still in near perfect condition after the 2 shots through the steel plate. Just got a little bit of edge chatter, as you can see there. And check out these holes. It opened quite well on the steel plate, even being an over-the-top deployed mechanical. Here it is after all the durability testing, and man, this held together really well. I was impressed with it. Through the MDF 3 times, did perfectly well. Through the steel plate 2 times, got a bit of edge chatter that you could see on the blades there, and I think it hit something in this, let's see right there, inside my target, because that was just abnormal that I think it hit an old blade that was in there. But anyway, still held together pretty well through the 2 shots on the steel plate. And then into the cinder block, man, it held together really well. There was a bit of an angle to the cinder block as I'm trying to get my new setup all set up right, and it bent it down just a little bit, and you can see this screw coming out a little bit because it bent down so much. But man, it held together really, it stayed intact really well through all the durability testing. Very impressive for a mechanical, let alone really impressive for any broadhead. So what'd you think? Man, another winner from Evolution. These guys make really good stuff, okay? I was so impressed when I first started testing it that I reached out to the owner, Dale Perry, and I asked him if he would give me a discount code to pass on to you, and he did. So if you use the discount code LUSK10, you save 10% on any order. And man, it's really worth it. This broadhead performed very well, got a very high score. It's just foolproof. It works extremely well. But you check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most, and see if it might be a good fit for you and your hunting setup and your hunting needs. And stay tuned for the overall cumulative score as well as the corresponding LUSK grade. And stay tuned for a list of all the discount codes that I can offer just to help you save some money in the field, like Evolution Outdoors. LUSK 10 saves you 10%, but there's many others on there just again to help you save some money. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next time.